Some traditional Republican backers are crossing party lines. Dallas Morning News, which has not recommended a Democrat for president in over 75 years, endorsing Hillary Clinton in a new editorial. Here now is Brad Blakeman, former Bush 43 senior staffer, and Christy Setzer. She is New Heights Communication president. Thanks to both of you for joining us.
Thanks.
Brad, let me start with you. You know, when I see this news, I sort of couple it with the news about donations from the oil industry. We were looking at those numbers. This is of July 30th because this is oil country when you're talking about Texas. To Donald Trump, 149,000, 525 to Hillary Clinton. These are groups that are embedded interests, special interests, lobbyists, who know that if you give money to Hillary Clinton, she does what you want her to. I mean, that's how I read this. Do you read it differently?
No, I read it exactly the same way, and there are two things here. Number one, endorsements aren't what they used to be. People don't really look at endorsements because they're not relying on one source for their information anymore. It's 3 or 4 or more sources of information. So a paper's endorsement doesn't mean much. But the oil industry, isn't it something that Hillary calls for the destruction, basically, of the coal industry?
Miners.
Yet she's supporting oil. So I think the oil industry greased Hillary, while the coal companies are left out in the cold.
Christy, the flip side of that argument is that this is Bush country, and that the Bushes obviously hate Donald Trump. And you had Barbara Bush out there who said, I don't know how any woman could ever vote for Donald Trump. And that's why you're seeing Texas, in particular, go in this direction, and maybe the oil industry as well. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I also think that it's an indication that there continues to be this very serious divide between people who consider themselves real, serious Republicans, serious conservatives, and this Trumpian wing in the party that is fueled by something very different. But they're not talking about necessarily just, low taxes and less government. And so it's actually been a pretty big run of bad news for Donald Trump in Texas. The Houston Chronicle also endorsed Clinton. There was that Washington Post poll yesterday that actually had Clinton up 1. Now, look, I think that Trump is going to win Texas. I don't think that Clinton is going to win there. But the fact that he's even going to have to contest it is insane. It's just really incredible.
Well, although, Brad, she said this group of conservatives who believe in low taxes and small government, that's not Hillary Clinton.
It is not Hillary Clinton. It's very hypocritical not to go with the party nominee, because that's the way that we sustain our parties, from the top to the bottom, from the mayor to the president. So, the people who are disgruntled with Trump, all you have to do is look at the differences between Trump and Hillary. There's no way, if you're a Republican and a conservative, you can support her.
Okay, we got to go. Thanks, you guys.